Hello, and welcome to another episode of The Recipe with Dr. Stephanie Finney. It is my hope that through each segment, you will receive ingredients to live your best life. One seasoning I'm personally passionate about is in the area of health and wellness. In fact, I host an Instagram live titled, Do You Know What's in Your Feminine Care? But I will speak more about this at the end of the show. For today's show, please welcome back my Uncork and Unwind co-hosts, Boomshika Rogers and Marcus Griffith. All right. Say hello, co-hosts.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. How are you guys
All
doing?
right. Okay, you guys feel free to do quick introductions.
Well, I
Miss
think I
Boomshika?
went first last time. Oh, I get to go first again. Hello,
Yes.
everyone. I'm Boomshika Rogers, and I am a professional administrator of minding my own business, allowing you to mind yours as well. So if you need help with that, you just give me a call. Amen.
Hello, everyone. Marcus Griffin here, graduate from the best HBCU, Alcorn State University. Currently work in the federal government, but that's enough for right now.
Bless his heart.
Did he say the best?
Bless his heart. And
He did.
he sees these right here. What is this? What is this? What is this? What is
What's
this?
this? What's this right here? What's this?
What's this?
Hold up. What's this? What's this right here?
You see this?
Looks like
It
the
is.
second best to me.
Bless his
Oh,
heart.
that was a good comeback, though.
Yeah,
That's a good
look,
comeback, though.
good. All right, Thundercat. All right.
Well, let's begin with a few introductory comments during our Uncork portion of today's podcast. And a few things that I saw in the news today. Did you know that Colin Kaepernick has a new 6-episode series on Netflix? It's called Colin in Black and White, and it's about his life. And it explores Kaepernick's coming of age as he encounters the challenges of race, class, and culture as a Black adopted child in a white family in Central California.
No, that is news to me. Look, I have to write that down in my notes to go check that out.
Yes, yes.
This is news to me. However, I would definitely love to watch this biography or whatever it is, especially with the adversities that he went through and the movement he started.
Yes.
He was one of the people he was the first to kneel, and that was a big controversy, especially during the last administration.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes. And I was kind of torn because my husband served in the military.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I said I would not kneel for the flag. However, I didn't have a problem with it because it was still a peaceful protest. It was peaceful. It wasn't like there was anything, there was no burning of the flag, nothing like that. I would never do that. So I guess I was kind of surprised that it was such a big deal, or that it made such a big, it became a big issue. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, for me, it was never about the flag. And I think that's where, the media has a way of spinning things, and we believe as they share and tell us to believe. So if we believe, like the Vietnam War, it was a big hype about we've got to get over there. But then Muhammad Ali was vilified for that.
Yep.
So when you're looking at it, the media has a way of pretty much shaping our idea of what is good and what is bad. And if you say, oh, all you need is a couple to say, this is about our troops. But if you look back, years before, the NFL wasn't televising the national anthem, and there was no raising of the flag. It wasn't being televised as widespread. It just kind of took on a life of its own at one point. And the only way for Kaepernick to get on and really shock the world and say, this is what's happening to us, and I want to bring attention to it, but I'm not going to riot. I'm not going to burn things down. I'm not going to do things that are going to be detrimental to the people who are in the fight. So, but I need other people to recognize that there's an issue. So he used his platform as a professional football player, and you can't do it while you're on the field. You can't stop and hold the ball and say, you know what, I'm gonna do this for my people. So in order to bring attention to it, this was his way of doing that, and
Yeah.
it did. The only problem is that racism is so embedded in the fabric of the American culture that anything that protests racism is a problem for those Americans who want to say that, oh, this isn't the right way to do it, but you can't tell me how to do it because you can't tell me what my protest looks like.
Mm-hmm.
But my 2 cents.
I think that's a great. You brought up a great point, Bushika, as far as how do you want us to protest? If we think that something is important, what way do you protest? So if you can see that picture, I don't know if you guys see it. Martin Luther King, he's one of the men in the picture, right? I mean, he was an enemy of the American people in the 60s, right? I mean, these men were marching. They were literally walking to freedom, right? And look what happened with Bloody Sunday. These men were beaten, dogs after them, water on them, etc., hoses, for just marching. And
Yep.
I mean, we can march, we can kneel. What do you want us to do to show that the inequalities and things we go through are wrong in the society? So I just commend that brother. I wish that we as a people would have backed him more. I don't know what way we could have done it more than just voiced and just repost, share, etc. But to let these corporations, etc., know that we are together on this. And it's not about the flag. There was no disrespect for the flag. It was just a way to protest the injustices that have went on that are going on, right? So
Mm-hmm. And what I find funny, and I'm glad you brought up Dr. King, is that now they want to use him as the poster child for how to protest peacefully and forget that they killed him too.
Yeah.
Let's not forget. Let us forget that he was assassinated. You didn't like the way he protested either, peacefully, non-violently, and he preached it constantly and met violence at every turn.
Well, we can even take this back to the individuals that were protesting at the Olympics years ago. All they did when they got on the podium was lift that's all they did. And I mean, it was just a terrible thing. It was a silent protest. There was nothing wrong with it, but that was just, shock and awe. How could somebody do something like that? And that's a very good, I'm glad you said that. How do we protest? That's a good way to bring it home, because do you want us to go loot and, in the streets and rob and steal? I mean, no. I mean, this is a form of civil protest. There's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. Yeah. But I will say,
it's always.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. You can go.
No, go ahead. No.
It's always a problem when people of color do it, though, because we can protest peacefully as possible, but we are ended up in the news or reflected as, they're just being a thorn in our side, right? But other people looting. I mean, I've seen, especially when football games, when big football games play, right? You'll see. Can you guys hear me?
No, you're fine.
Okay. You'll see people turning over cars, right? Because they lost the game. And that's a form of your patriotism, right? But that's wrong. But you would say that we're wrong for kneeling, for standing up and just being silent and blasted in the news as unpatriotic.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Great points of view. Great points of view. And I did hear what you were hearing, Boomshika. It's clear now, for the most part. Something else that I saw in the news is that Beyonce announces her love of CBD and plans to build a cannabis farm. The relief from the part of the cannabis plant that helped Queen Bee, she learned about healing properties therein, but also that inspired her to create a honey farm that would aid in the well-being of herself and her children. What do you think about that?
can't hear.
I think
Oh,
power to Beyonce for doing whatever she can. She just transitioning throughout the years. She is a mogul. She is a businesswoman. A lot of people hate on Beyonce and oh, she can't sing, she can't do this, but guess what? She's a billionaire, right?
yes.
So power to her. I feel that I'm open to cannabis and all of that CBD oil. I think that there are great benefits for cannabis, etc. And we living in a new world where we have to change and evolve, right? And just like with this, we need to also let people in prison go from
Thank you.
small so I mean we got a long way to go.
Absolutely. You brought up a key point on what's going on with prison. Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely. We are
Mhm.
at a point where we need to make some changes there. It's time for justice reform. Boom Shika, I don't know if you caught this, but I was saying that Beyonce announced her love of CBD and her plans to build a cannabis farm. Yeah.
I have no worries with that. I don't. I have no. I
Are you
don't.
sure?
Look, Beyonce, do your thing. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I worked for the government in capacities where I couldn't do anything with CBD. But I'm gonna tell you right now. That's all I'm gonna say.
Silence is golden.
Silence means a lot as well.
You know
Yes.
what the song said? When you can't say a word, just wave your hand. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. You doing it. Okay. Well, on that note, let's take a quick commercial break, and then we'll be back with our Unwind edition of Uncork and Unwind.
Hey, it's your girl Lisa Dene, and I want to tell you about a product that has changed my life. Rain Premium Sanitary Napkins. Rain products are infused with a Nobel Prize-winning material called graphene. It's the graphene strip that provides the various health benefits that can improve your quality of life during that time of the month. Listen, I've been very loyal to a certain brand of feminine products, but I've never experienced the results I get with Rain products. The difference is in the graphene strip. Using Rain products has totally eliminated the painful cramps I experience, and it can also help balance your body's pH, eliminate harmful bacteria, and help fight fatigue. Graphene moves heat away from your core to keep you cool and comfortable. Ladies, it's time to upgrade your feminine care with products that not only offer protection, but also improve your health and wellness. Place your order today and receive your premium sanitary napkins delivered directly to your door. Visit www.drfcare.com to make your purchase today. And don't forget to mention that your girl Lisa Dene and Stunner Radio sent you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Recipes Uncork and Unwind segment with myself, Dr. Stephanie Finney, along with Boom Shika Rogers and Marcus Griffin. It's now time to unwind as we discuss our experiences as graduates of historically Black colleges and universities. So before we get into the meat of it, I have a couple of things I want to pose to you guys. And these are questions that HBC alumni are tired of hearing. I know for me, one question that I'm tired of hearing, I just gave the answer, but a lot of times people say, so what is a HBCU? It's like, really? Do you feel me?
Really?
Mm-hmm. And then another, when they say, oh, so you mean like Howard University? So there's just one of them?
It's just one.
It's just one. And then, so why do HBCUs still exist? I've gotten that. Okay. The nonverbals tell me that you get those too. I've also gotten, so are white people allowed to go there?
Yeah.
Okay. Another one is, but isn't having a school for Black people basically segregation?
Yeah, I've heard that one.
You heard that one? Okay, I got another one. This is the last one. So were all the professors Black?
I got one that I
Okay,
just
go
had
ahead.
this weekend as I am decked out in my Langston gear. My mom is decked out in her gear. My sister's
Okay.
decked out in her gear. And this young
Okay.
lady at a restaurant in Edmond says, "Can I ask you a question?" I said, "Sure." So, do you work in Langston? I said, "No, I'm an alumni. I'm proud alumni." And she said, "Well, I go to this school and I don't know how to say it." I said, "You want to come home?" "Yeah, but I heard that Langston is a party school and HBCUs, all they do is party." I
Hmm.
said, "Every school is a party school. There's a party at
Yeah.
every university. If you
Yes.
want to go to school to party, you can go to school to party. But if you want to go to school to graduate, then you make the decision on if I'm a party all day or if I'm a study and then party. It's a balancing act. But if you can
Yes.
make it HBCU, you can make it anywhere."
Amen to that.
Well,
Mhm.
first off, I want to just say Alcorn has helped open doors that I thought that I've never would have been privy to, be in. Right? I mean, they're going to an historically black college was one of the best experiences of my life. Like best 4 years. I graduated in 4 years, so that's 4 year because I had fun. I met amazing people who were like minded. We partied, but also we got our work done and we had good grades, right? So it's about what you put into it to achieve the outcome that you want, right? And that's with anything.
I will say this. I didn't fully appreciate my Black college experience until after I graduated. I can actually be honest about that. I definitely was a person that believes in occupying your time, and I don't mind is the devil's workshop. So I was busy. I didn't miss a beat. I mean, your girl Boom Shika can tell you I did a lot. But I I went through some things and it kind of just it left a bad taste in my mouth. And it wasn't like I didn't. I graduated. I did well. I learned how to balance very early with the party and the education because I did all of that. But it took me to graduate and get a job and really start working to realize that what, it really did prepare me. It really did prepare me for the next step. And I really, again, I didn't appreciate it totally until after I graduated, because then I saw the benefits. I saw where, as Boomshika said, okay, now if you can graduate from Langston, you can make it anywhere. You really can, because you go through the ups and downs. But I will say this, the one thing that I definitely appreciated when I first stepped foot on the campus was the fact that I was not the only one, because I went to a high school where I was in a lot of classes and I was the only Black in the class. And you just feel uncomfortable. But I felt very comfortable on the campus as soon as I got there. And I remember having to learn lift every voice and sing, and I didn't have a problem with that. I was like, oh, this is such a warming, welcoming environment. It really was good for me. But again, I didn't fully appreciate it until after I graduated. I can admit that.
Look, what I appreciated when I got on campus. Before I got on campus, I'll never forget. We took my high school, and that's why people that ask those questions, they are not educated, right? And we should educate our own, educate people in general about the benefits of historically Black colleges and universities anyway. And the school in general, the majors you can take at the university, etc. Like I remember it was a few months before we graduated high school and we went to tour Alcorn. And when I got there, I mean, they showed so much love. They like, hey, this is what we do here. We have fun. We're hospitable. We would love to have you here. And that was just so warming because, you have the rest of your life to be somewhere and you're not wanted, right? I mean, your jobs, whatever, right? But when you go somewhere and you feel wanted and you're just not a number, you are a person and they know you by name, that feels so good. And I got there and the Greeks were strolling and stepping and having fun. And then we had Chicken Wednesday and I'm meeting different people at the university. It was an experience. I loved it.
Did
I
he say
love
Chicken Wednesday?
he said chicken wings.
And Fish Friday.
Well, they do have Fish Friday in Langston because I was there and I ate my fish. I went to the student union with my mother who works there, and I got me some fish, and it was delicious.
Well,
Wow.
that's a big thing to say because remember when we were there, matter of fact, our last year was when they finally got a Burger King on campus.
Yes.
Yes, and like my junior year is when they built Centennial Court Apartments, and they were the new apartments on campus. Before that, me and Boom Shika, this is a true story. We met on the steps of Gandy Hall. If I'm thinking correctly, it was right after coming back from Thanksgiving break. And I remember bringing my stuff back in. I think I had clothes that I was bringing back in. I don't know if I had those in hand or maybe I was going back, but we were on the stairs, almost at the third floor. And we just, started up a conversation. I was like, man, I'm so hungry. She was like, for real? Well, why don't you come, with me to my mom's house? And I was like, your mom? I'm thinking, well, we're going to get some real food. She was like, yeah, I actually live in Langston. And I got in the car and went there. And I was like, you don't want to feed me because I'm like a cat. I'll never go away. And I never went away.
She has not. But she will return the plate. Now, I'll tell you that. If you give her a plate of food, you'll get a clean plate back.
Yes, you will. And Tupperware. I'll return your Tupperware. Yeah. It was, I was in the marching band. I was a dancer. I was in, the School of Business and
Miss
all the
Langston.
activities with that.
Yeah, many pageants, many pageants, not just Miss Langston. You were in minty pageants, not many, minty.
Well, yes, and that too. But I really, I enjoyed the band. I enjoyed, just being active. I felt for me because I was active in high school, even though, I was the only Black person in a lot of my classes, I was still active. And I believe that was the key, was to get involved, to find an activity, a group, something, and to get involved. And I just got involved in everything that I could get involved in and still enjoy my college experience, but pass the classes because I did also graduate in 4 years. There we go, 4.
I also graduated in 4 years, doing a full year as an internship. So I graduated in 3. If you really
you sure did. You sure did. You
and
sure
I graduated
did.
magna cum laude.
I graduated, Lord have mercy.
I got that Magna. I got that Magnum too now. But we appreciate the thank the Lordies and everybody else.
Absolutely. So what makes the HBCU experience different from, going to a predominantly white school? I mean, and the reason I'm asking that is because I know for myself, I have a bachelor's, a master's, and a doctorate. And for my master's, I went into the classroom in a predominantly white university. But for my doctorate, I did online. Now, I know you all too are either pursuing or have advanced degrees. So you can say the difference per that question. So you guys go ahead.
Well, for me, of course, Langston was harder. The requirements were harder. I went to the University of Oklahoma to get my master's degree. And it's funny enough, Langston was my hardest degree. The requirements were different. Even though it was a master's program, I went to the class. We had our classes at Tinker Air Force Base. So we had a very good mix of all races. And we also had military and civilian. So it was a really good mix of what you see out in the world. But just looking at the requirements, writing a paper for Langston was much harder than writing one at and no dig to the University of Oklahoma. I'm sure that they were working with us. We were non-traditional students, but to see that I had classmates who had other degrees, like I had a business degree. Okay. Yeah. And when I find out that, I didn't have to take 9 hours of math because I had an English degree. I didn't have to take 9 hours of science because I had an English degree. I've never taken statistics. But they went to PWIs. And I'm like, oh, that's a requirement, because at my university, they're going to make sure you're well-rounded. So when you do your general ed courses, you're prepared for any possible degree, not just, oh, I'm only taking English classes. No, you're going to take all of these 24 to 30 general ed courses. And after you've done all these general ed courses, you can make a real decision. Who knew that I was going to be a business major when I started in Langston, and because I was an English education major. And then I realized that, man, the level of care and preparedness that they give you at an HBCU is not matched at any other university that I've seen. So I'm just say that I've seen.
Well, first of all, you hit everything on the head, and to add to that, and just taking some from you, HBCUs prepare you for the real world. And that's what I learned while attending Alcorn. Everything is not going to be sunshine and bubbles, right? You're going to go through trials and tribulations. And, the professors at HBCUs, they give you life stories. They give you real deal things that happen and what you're going to go through and what you will experience being a Black man, being a woman, right? Being whatever. And that's why I appreciate it, because at other universities, it's, and no shade, it's just about, hey, you do this paper and you get out, right? And we're going to grade you and you move on. But, these HBCUs, they incorporate more, and they feed your soul. And that's what you need in life, right?
Mm-hmm. And they recognize when you're not there, and they're calling you, and they're sending you an email. Let me tell you, and granted, my mama worked on the university, but there's nothing like, it's your freshman year, you trying to kick it. My teacher was like, oh, so my professor was like, oh, you didn't show up? I was like, oh, no, I'm good. Oh, yeah, I know you're going to be good. The next class period, Linda Williams showed up. And when I tell you, she walked in and did this, pointed at me.
Oh, she did you like you was in church.
I got up. She lit into me in the hallway with the door open. I went back to the classroom, and the professor was like, do we need to have another conversation? No.
Because they care. They care.
They see something that we don't see as a freshman, as a sophomore, as a junior, even as a senior. We think we know it all, but they know what we're going to face when we walk across that stage, and we're now walking into a real world scenario, and they're trying to prepare you for that. When I go to work, if I don't show up, oh, okay, let's go ahead and document this, because clearly she doesn't want this job. They're not going to call me all the time. They don't care. Let me go ahead and write her up. But they're like, no, you're going to be prepared for what's coming for you. So I remember it was Professor Dreesen used to say, if you're not 5 minutes early, you're 10 minutes late.
I hadn't heard that, but that's true.
And so early on in my career, not now, because I've been doing this for 27 years. I'm late to everything now. But early on in my career, I made sure I was early. I was always early. Everything started not on time. Everything started early. Now,
but it prepared you for those positions that you can show up late.
Oh,
because you don't want to be down here showing up late.
I tell them, if you schedule an 8:00 meeting, you don't want me to attend. And that's just what it is. You don't want me to attend. And I work from home 24/7. My commute is about 10 seconds, maybe 15 if I'm slow footing it around. I'm supposed to be working 7:30. Ask me what time I get out of bed.
You working from home?
You staying in bed.
I might log on 7:45, 8:00, 8:15. But I tell people, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I might stay until 6, 7, 8:00 to get the job done, but I can't get to work on time anymore.
Yeah,
I did that. I did that. But Langston taught me that, okay, you get it in, and you set yourself apart early, to where when you walk into a room, you no longer have to introduce yourself. because your work ethic will follow you. And so I don't. There was a time when I had to say, "Oh, I'm so and so," and they're like, "Oh no, we're waiting for her." No, I'm her. So now when I walk in, oh, everybody, this is Lee. This is Lee. Oh, come on in, Lee. Thank you. Is this my seat? Okay, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Did someone bring me some water? But it's, you have to build to that.
Yes.
And I've been called the N-word at work. I almost lost my job.
Really?
Oh yeah, called the N-word. I'm okay, but you know what? It prepared because I knew it was coming. I've been called a color girl, but oh man, now I'm in charge, and he says to me, "They let colored girls work here now." And thank you, rest, Dr. Hadley. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Hadley. When he said they're gonna call you that, so be prepared to answer, and yet you have to have a smart answer. You have to let them know that you heard them and give them that answer without being offensive. And I said, and they even let us vote now. I don't know if you knew that. And keep it moving. Just keep it moving. So I've learned to remember, thank you, Langston, that it's not personal, it's business. And there's no money in your feelings, so don't get out of them. This is not personal. This is business. Handle your business, get your money, and move on with your life. These are not your friends.
Absolutely. You come to be a light, not see one.
But, ooh, come on now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, let's take a quick commercial break, and then we'll be right back.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, comedian actress Coca Brown. And I got to give a huge shout out to my girl, Dr. Stephanie Finney, because she put me on. What? To the Jewel sanitary napkin. These babies are amazing. Not only are they good to me, they're good for me. Not only do they help with absorption, moisture control, and protection, because yes, sometimes I like to wear white, but these babies also have a great ingredient called graphene that helps with cramps. Huh? Are you kidding me? So you're telling me that I'm protected and I can control my moods a little bit? I love it. So please make sure you hit up my girl, Dr. Stephanie Finney. They have a variety of sizes for every kind of flow, whether it's heavy, light, overnight, she got you. So make sure you hit up my girl, Dr. Stephanie Finney, and get you some Jewel sanitary napkins today. I strongly endorse these, honey, especially if you're like me and need all the help you can get for that time of the month. All right?
Hello, and welcome back to the Recipes Uncork and Unwind edition with co-hosts Boomshika Rogers and Marcus Griffith, and of course, Dr. Stephanie Finney. Okay, so let's continue our conversation on the HBCU experience. And just a very simple question. Why did you choose to go to an HBCU?
Come on, Thundercat. Let's
Oh, I guess by Thundercat, I guess she means me. I don't know. But if she does, I'll go ahead and go.
Please.
Why did I choose an HBCU experience? I'm so thankful for my uncle. Shout out to Uncle Mac for attending Alcorn State University back in the 80s, 70s, 80s, or whatever. He graduated, was successful. He was one of my grandmother's only children that went to college. And my mom, she was like, hey, look, you're thinking about college, and I'm thinking about, hey, look, my family, we can't afford this. Let me try to go to a 2-year institution, cut down on some of those costs and stuff like that. My mom was like, no, you can do that any other time, but you're going to Alcorn, and they have a great agriculture program there, etc. And then after that, I went to tour the university. So I'm thankful for two people, my mom and my uncle. Shout out to them for motivating me to go to Alcorn, because it was one of the best decisions of my life. I met so many amazing people. I mean, just like, first of all, I wouldn't have really just connected with Dr. Finney like that, because we both attended HBCU. So I looked at her biography and it said Langston University. I'm like, oh, Dr. Finney, Alcorn graduate, right? So that's that icebreaker. I mean, no matter where you go, you know someone that went to Alcorn or another HBCU that you can connect with and have a good time.
And you bring up a point, because I was really surprised at how many people know about like, I'll give you an example, Langston University. I mean, when I moved into the dorms, I was like, oh my gosh, there was people from the Virgin Islands and California and Chicago. And I was just like, how did y'all find out about Langston University? They said, oh, one of my counselors, went to Langston, or one of my counselors knew somebody. It's like all these connections, and you realize they say from Langston to the world. It really is true. It really is true. You meet people from all over the world at that campus.
Mm-hmm.
And you go ahead, Boom Chick. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're right. I chose Langston. It was deep in my heart. I have told and shouted from the rooftops. I went to Langston Head Start, Langston Elementary. I'm a Lion Cub. I graduated from Langston Elementary. I was walking the campus of Langston University when my grandmother was up there cooking in the cafeteria.
Wow.
My mother and father met in Langston. I met my first husband at Langston. I met my current husband at Langston. I ain't gonna talk about anybody in between. I've been divorced a couple times, so don't worry about that though. And then
It's their fault.
It's their fault. They know it too. Mm-hmm. I'm a good upstanding Christian woman. They know this. Anyway, so my son is now attending Langston University. I mean, that's 4 generations. I would love for my grandchildren to attend Langston University if I should ever have some. But for me, it was a legacy. I knew from the time I was a little girl, I was going to Langston. It's like, oh, but you do this and you can do all these things and you get scholarships to go here. I said, I'm going to Langston University. And it was, oh, but you live in the town and you're like a local and you're going to go to school there and you're not. Langston to the world. I knew once I left Langston, I was going anywhere and everywhere I wanted to go.
Thanks.
So, yeah, it was a no-brainer for me. And it's funny. I'll tell you how Langston was full circle. I met a guy, and Lord, I don't know if he's Kenyan or what. So, but he's from Africa. We say that. And I was in Afghanistan. And one of my ex-husbands was taking my children to soccer. I get back in town, and their soccer coach is my friend who graduated from Langston University, who didn't know that these were my 2 children. And I knew him very well. One of the coolest brothers I have ever met in my life, Ali Nasser. Let me tell you, he was wonderful in Langston. And then he coached my children. Once he found out that they were mine, he treated my children like they were his. He's like, he would always say, I'm going to choke your child. I'm going to choke him. I said, choking. You just treat him like you helped make him. Go ahead. But that's that family connection that you get. And I don't think I would have gotten that at a different university. I mean, maybe other HBCUs, but not at a university where I am one of 5 in my major.
And then after, I mean, like, even working with the federal government and meeting other HBCU alumnus and, alumni. When I tell you, like, soon as we found out, like, you went to such and such, like, we like, ooh, okay, we working together. We passing this course together. We passing this test or
That's
this
right.
certification on our job. We in this together. Like, it's a family.
I met a young man. We were doing a technical evaluation panel, and very brand new. Just came on board with the agency, and a sister was like, so this young man, he's a Kappa. I said, okay. She said, I know you're Greek. I said, okay, I got him. She said, and he graduated from an HBCU. I said, I got him. Say no more. Whatever he needs, if he can't understand something, you send him directly to me. I got him. And we work in different departments. I reached out to him. I said, look, and I'm going to just say this. I call everybody who's more than 10 years younger than me a Thundercat. And I know you are more than 10 years younger than me. You want them Thundercats to be, you still up and coming. Keep going, Thundercat. I'm not. I'm like Papa Smurf, baby. I done my time. I'm not doing all of that. So it is something when you see two things. One, HBCU, and two, Greek. And I can say that I met a Delta in Afghanistan, and she said, "Hey, this is what's going on with me." And I was a supervisor. I said, "You want to move to my team?" She said, "Yes, let's go." Had everything done same day. It's like, I'm going to take care of you. And everybody, and people who knew that she was a Delta and I was an AKA were like, "Y'all get along?" Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. It's fun and games in college because we're young and everybody got a diss chant, a distro. But when you get in the real world, you realize that we're all one. We're working towards the same goals. We're just doing it a little differently, but we're working towards the same goals. So if you're out there listening and you're thinking about becoming Greek, choose the best one for you, but understand all that childish stuff that was going on in high school and in school days. We're beyond that. We're
And by
about
the best, she means alpha NAK. That's what she means by that. Just FYI.
I'm just like, my son just crossed alpha. You know, my daddy was an alpha, but I married a couple of sigmas, and I do say a couple.
Well, I would like to give my point of view on the black college experience in that I remember when I became Miss Langston University, and it was the centennial year. So Langston was founded in 1897, so it was 1997. So I was the centennial Miss Langston, and I had to get a dress made. And I couldn't find anybody to make this dress. I knew what I wanted, and there was a person who was a dorm mother in one of the dormitories. And someone told me to go over there and talk to her. And I did. And do you know that she made my dress for me? And on the night of the coronation, she was like stitching it. Like I actually had it on it. She was stitching the train in the back. And we was like, okay, I'm good. I'm just going to stand here. And I mean, she took the time. I still have the dress. She took the time to do that for me. And I just thought, oh my gosh, I would have had to go off campus and try to find somebody, but the resource was right there. She made it in the dormitory in her room where she's a dorm mother. And that really meant something to me. It was not the one in Gandy Hall. She was in Brown Hall.
Oh, she was in Brown. Oh,
she was in Brown.
Long hair. Okay.
She was in Brown Hall. Yes. And like I said, on the night of the coronation, we were walking and she was stitching. She was stitching the train as we were walking, trying to get over to the coronation. But it was done and it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
That's love.
That is. And it was a beautiful dress, but just those type of things. And then, just again, coming into the classroom and knowing that you're not the only one,
Ooh.
And just feeling comfortable in your own skin.
Yep.
I remember that feeling like it was yesterday. And I remember what it was like when I left and graduated. And I haven't felt that feeling in a long time because all of my other surroundings after that have not been the same. It has not been the same environment. So, I wish I had not taken it as for granted as I did. Because again, I told you, I'm just being for real. There's some things that I didn't appreciate until afterwards. But if you get the opportunity to go to the right HBCU, cherish it.
We're going to get to cussing in a minute.
No, this is a clean show.
This is a clean show.
I'm a good upstanding Christian woman.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so on a lighter note, what is the big deal with homecoming at HBCUs?
That's a family reunion.
Ooh.
What you talking about? You don't,
I got excited. I got warm inside just then. When you said homecoming, I was like, ooh.
And look, I got plans, but this Delta variant is like, wait a minute. And my son plays in the band and I got to be there hooping and hollering.
Yeah, you do have to be there.
I got to do the alphabet across the yard because you know how we got to get across the yard. I got to see all my friends. I got to see who got fat. I mean, I did too, but just saying, I had them
Ah,
with cloth. But
you did
So
not just say that.
the big deal is a family affair. I mean, you seeing
yeah.
people that you connected with on so many levels while you were at that university, right? I
Mhm.
mean, you ate together, you laughed together, you had fun together, you went out together, you passed tests without cheating, wink wink together.
Never cheat.
I mean, I mean, then you meet them and you celebrating their life because it's like when you see them, it's like, what you doing there? Oh, you doing that? This. I'm so happy for you. I wish you did it. You looking good. It's just so happy. So joyous, right? Then you eating good food, you tailgating, or you going to the game, you going to the step show, talent show, whatever it is. You can come a little earlier. Oh, I'm getting excited. But Delta, show your butt. Sit down. Just sit down.
Ugh.
Yeah, no, I don't sit down. I've been going to lunch, so I'm in my 40s.
No, I say Delta variant. She need to sit down.
I was gonna say, look, Delta variants. I was
We gonna
I
have
was
to
going, I
spank
was
her.
going to just say Deltas, but I ain't gonna do it to y'all. I ain't gonna do it to y'all. Don't come looking for me, y'all. Don't come looking for me. I love y'all too. But tell your cousin variant that I need her to go on in the house. Can
And
you
sit
get your
down.
cousin in the house? That's why they called it the Delta variant. Y'all need to go get y'all cousin.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I enjoyed homecoming when I was there, but I will admit I have not been back since I graduated because I started working on my master's degree and then I got married and I moved to Virginia. And, it's been, it's like in order for me to come home, it's got to be, I'm going to visit family and the dates never coincide. But I feel like one of these days I will go back. But yeah, with that Delta variant, not today. Not for this homecoming.
Yeah, so I'm going because my son is in the band. It's
You
my
should.
hometown.
You
I'm
should.
going.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
And you're
I,
in driving distance. You don't have to
oh
get on a plane.
oh yeah, 3.5 hours. I'm there looking around. Like it's a wonderful feeling. It's a wonderful feeling.
And I have really good friends from Langston University. I worked out, I think on last call, I told you guys I worked in Kansas and Oklahoma, and I met some really good people from Langston. And you
Which
guys have a beautiful campus.
we and see Stephanie has not. Dr. Finley has not seen it in a while. Hunter, they got their campus looking beautiful.
And see, last time I was there, we were on the old campus with the old football stadium. And I know that's
Mhm.
been
That's been
changed
redone.
completely. I know they have new dormitories.
The
I mean,
auditorium has been
that,
redone.
yeah, so I definitely need to come and take a look.
The student union has been redone. I was like, this. Oh, I didn't even recognize this. It's not. Girl, it's nice.
Well, y'all got money. Y'all got money.
Well,
I guess so.
all those like me, lifetime alumni that paid our lifetime dues. Here you go. Go and get somebody a scholarship with that. Don't do that.
I hear
Listen.
that.
So, are you all a part of the alumni association at your university?
Yes, I am.
Very good.
We
Very,
just
I'm
chartered
not.
a chapter
I'm
here
not.
in Middle Georgia, actually.
very good. Very good.
Shout out to Middle Georgia Alcorn Alumni Chapter.
Also, I love it. I love it. Well,
Nice.
Dr. Finney, I'm sure you can start a chapter there in your local area.
Yeah. I'm just gonna pay the money to be a part of alumni. I'm probably not gonna do that. I'm just gonna be honest. I have a daughter that's starting high school this year, and my son is in his last year of elementary school. So probably not gonna do that. We're gonna be occupied with other things. No disrespect intended, though. If anybody does start one, let me know. We can do that, and I'm gonna leave that there. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Well, I wanted to get back to the reasons that we attended or the reasons that we're grateful for attending. And I will say this, you mentioned, or both of you have mentioned that, you met people, you have these connections. I met some great people, but one of the greatest people that I met there was Boom Shika.
Mm.
And so, you know, that was one of the things that was the icing on the cake for me, because I mean, it was like as soon as we met on the stairs again, on the steps of Gandy Hall, we've been friends ever since. No matter the location, no matter where she's traveled to, no matter where I've gone. When she's come out to Virginia, she's been here. So, you know, it's like, I'm not saying I don't have other connections, but she is probably the longest and most familiar, comfortable connection. Even my husband's comfortable with her. That's how close we are. So it's not just, I mean, she's family, her family's family. When she came to Oklahoma and I was there in July, we all met. Yeah. So yeah, you know, that was the icing on the cake for me. I never thought that would happen because I have 2 younger brothers. So I never had a sister. That was never a thought for me, but it ended up in the long term that became my sister.
Yeah. And I'm going to be honest with you. When I met Stephanie, I was like, oh, she is really pretty. Oh, she is really hungry. I can't let this girl go hungry. And it's so funny because, and I'm going to tell the story, Steph.
Tell it.
So my first husband told me when we were dating, said, so, you know, she's your friend? I said, yeah, that's my girl. He said, so we kind of dated. I was like, oh, well, wait a minute. And because I was like, I'm not dating you if she's not cool with it. So I went and talked to Steph. I said, so, look. Oh, dude, now let me tell you something now. Now, you don't look like this now. I'm going to tell you right now. When you leave me, I put a curse on you. But then, tall, 6'4", chocolate skin, deep dark eyes, spacious shoulders, full lips. The man looked like $1 million. He wasn't worth 2 quarters, but he looked like he was worth $1 million. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, hey, so if this is awkward, you know, what's going? She said, no. No, you can have him. No, it wasn't even that serious. We hung out maybe one time, and no. I mean, he's cool people, but I said, okay, now, see, here's the thing. Stephanie could have saved me from some trouble if she'd just said, don't date that dude. Don't you date him? That's what a real friend would have done. But, you know, we were still learning each other. He became my first ex-husband. How about that?
Yeah, I do remember that conversation because you were serious. You were like, I'm not. And I was like, no, it's not. It wasn't like that. It was literally like, I'm sitting talking to you in front of Sanford Hall for a few minutes. And okay, it's been real. Have a good one. That was it. Is Sanford Hall still around?
Huh?
Is Sanford Hall still around?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, all right. I just had a memory.
I mean, if you want to reminisce, girl, he's somewhere he's married again. But you know,
I've been married for 21 years, happily. I'm good.
Like I said, you ain't gonna look like what you did when you left me, because I put a curse on him. Hunty. I look at him now like, oh, I dodged that bullet. I'm sorry, my bad.
That's okay. That's okay. Well, any last comments on your HBCU experience, and why would you recommend an HBCU to others?
Come home.
Ooh, that's a I'm gonna just keep it short and simple because I can go on. But just being at a university or institution that really cares about you, that cares about your well-being, that wants you to succeed in life, because everybody don't want you to succeed.
Oh, come on.
Some people just want you to be in a number and get to where they think you should be. But at an HBCU, they want you to go out and branch out because they know that you can come back and sow into them. So that's why they invest so much into you. So that is why I really enjoyed my HBCU experience, and I would encourage everyone to talk about their experiences about HBCUs and encourage others to attend those universities, especially your children, so that you can soar back into your community.
That's right.
I think you have said it best. I'll leave it with Langston to the world. I didn't realize it till I got there. It really was true. You meet people from all over the world. You make connections that will last a lifetime, and you are not a number. You're not a number. They know your name. They know your face. When they see you, they recognize you. They ask you about your day. It's not just about the schoolwork. I had many a teacher that checked on me, and let me know that they were concerned, or just wanting to know if everything was okay, that I had any questions. That was good for me. That was good. It even made the home experience more enjoyable. And we had some interesting dorm mothers too. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, I like my dorm mother. Mother Payne knitted me a
I do remember her.
Yes.
Yes.
Green little hat when I crossed over, and she said, "This is for you, baby." And I that 25 years later, I still have that pink and green hat.
Oh, that's a keepsake. That's a keepsake. Wow. Well, I still have my dress that I'm going to keep forever. I'll never get rid of that. I think that's just something I always remember, that homecoming experience. But get involved. If you do decide to go to a HBCU, get involved, get active, get involved, get connected. Do not just, go to class. You definitely want to go to class, make that a priority, get the grades, but enjoy your college experience.
Mm-hmm.
No, regardless of the fact that I didn't realize a lot of things until after I graduated, I still enjoyed my college experience because I was active in a lot of things, a lot of activities, and idle mind is the devil's workshop. So I was always busy.
Can I just interject one thing?
Yes.
If you're listening and you're conflicted with where you are right now and you're not at a HBCU and you're struggling, come home.
Okay. Well, that's perfect. And we will end on that note. So again, thank you everyone for watching and listening and taking time out of your day to connect on this segment of Uncork and Unwind with Dr. Stephanie Finney, Boomshika Rogers, and Marcus Griffin. Before I go, if you're on Instagram, please connect to my IG Live tonight at 9 p.m. for a serving of the Word as I host Bible study with Elder Coleman. And tune in on Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as I provide a serving of health and wellness in the area of feminine care. That's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this segment of the Recipes Uncork and Unwind. And now I'm going to allow singer, songwriter, television personality, and founding member of Sisters with Voices, Lily from SWV, to provide her endorsement of Rain, previously known as Jewel Feminine Care. See you next time on the Recipes Uncork and Unwind as we bring you all of the ingredients for living your best life.
And the packaging, it says Jewel on it. And she sent me so many different, it's for moderate flow, heavy flow. Hold on. And this was my favorite.
That is my favorite.
I can always appreciate an overnight. But what I was really impressed by was the length, how long it was,
and how it's not as thick.
If you guys still get those healthy friends, sometimes that thing could just be out of control and never do what you asked it to do. It'd be all over the place. But honestly, I had absolutely no problems at all. And I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate this product so good, because a lot of people, they want to send you stuff, and it's like, okay, you want to believe in everybody, but everybody's product is not a good product, especially something when it comes to feminine hygiene and sanitary this and you got to be very careful, because sometimes, whatever the stuff is made with, it don't always agree with your body chemistry. But I had absolutely no problems, and I wouldn't even say this if I didn't mean it. I gave the girls in my podcast, they use it. My podcast member, she don't even use sanitary napkins. She's like a tampon girl. Mm-hmm. But she really appreciated this, and I thought, I have to tell you this. I couldn't wait to get on here to tell you this. So for everybody that's on here that's still going through them, getting those monthly visitors, please support Dr. Finney's business. I tried it myself and I loved it.
Wow.
Thank you.